Good evening, this is Nick Inman from VolumeProfileTrader.com on Thursday, January 5th, and here we're looking at Under Armour, up almost 1% today on a market that did a great job recovering after some early losses. And what I'm looking at Under Armour right here is I think it's a great opportunity where you can define your risk and put a stop, be long this name, and put a stop right under these most recent lows, basically right under $70. So currently trading at 73. That's not too bad in terms of the risk profile. If you really want to get specific and put it right under today's intraday low, the stop would be at 70.26. So you could put it as low as 70.25 if you want. But I'd be looking for a move back up towards 80, $78 to $80, and the reason why is because we've come from the top of the range, and now we're at the bottom of the range, and we are seeing right now, if I really zoom out, that Under Armour's just been in a balancing range, really from call it 65 on the downside to you can even call it 80 on the upside, and every excursion above and below those levels, it's been right to be a seller or a buyer. A buyer if it's below 65, a seller if it's above 80. So I think that matters. Although we may be getting close to a potential breakout, maybe we go up and test 85. But what I like right now is that you can easily define your risk with how the market traded today. Today was a complete rejection by the bulls. It opened up around 72.25. 72.31, traded down $2 and then traded back up to close positive on the day. So that was a nice turnaround. It was also on good volume, which is great. And what I'm going to do now is bring in the 30-day chart and look at the weeklies. And you can see the point of controls at the bottom of this range. We have a high volume area between, call it 72 and 74, 75-ish. So we're just kind of at the bottom end of that range, but I like the fact that the point of control is at the bottom end and back up towards $78, $80, maybe as high as 82, 84 on the upside. But I do think this is a tradable bottom, and I think it's something that you may want to be a part of. So Under Armour looks pretty good. And the other name I'm going to cover is Bank of America. And this broke out today, as far as I'm concerned. And what we saw today was a huge volume day. It started off, Bank of America wasn't really going down. And I was watching it throughout the day, well, I should say throughout the morning. And I decided to take a little bit. I bought some 7-strike options going out in April, March. And they ended up performing pretty well today, and I found myself adding throughout the day, and then towards the end of the day, I had decent profits, and I scaled out on some. So as far as trading this, I think you look at the last 3 days, the range, and you kind of establish your risk there. But as far as this downtrend resistance, which I'm not even sure, it was just connecting two lines. But it broke out of that today, up 8% on huge volume. That's good. I'm going to bring in the 30-day chart. I like the fact that the point of control is at the top of the range, and we broke out from that. It makes me feel that we can have our stop basically below this high volume area, below, call it around below 575. And I think you're all right to the upside. As far as a target to the upside on Bank of America, I'd be looking at just north of $7. You can see the top of this huge high volume area around $7.20. And from there, if it really gets going, it could go as high as $8, $8.50. But, unfortunately, it's already rallied at $1.50, and now it's trading at $6.30. So it's not like this was this was a big move, and the call buying that was occurring in Bank of America, huge call buyers, the 7 strike, in fact, they were all rewarded today, and they were probably taking a lot of their profits today. So just be aware of the fact that we've had a nice run in Bank of America. Hopefully you've been long, and hopefully we see more upside, because I still own a little bit, not much. It was a pretty quick trade. I like the fact that I was in and out within a day, but I hope this helps. And members, stay tuned. Tonight's going to be a good strategy session, looking at a few names that really look interesting, and also really covering the S&P in depth of what's going on the past month or so. So have a good night.